Right, my name is CV Akota. On today's Zoom meeting with Barrister Meke Sri, we'll be discussing about Anambra State gubernatorial election next year, 2021. But the schedule for today's meeting will be Bid Emuka will give us an update on the Biafran Power Project for 30 minutes or less than that. And then Barrister Meke Sri will take it off from there and then talk to us about Mobin's effort to mobilize Biafrans to participate in Anambra State election next year, 2021. I will give the audience now to give us an update, followed by Barrister Meke Sri and maybe other DG of Mobin. All right, Bid, you have the audience now, please.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, and then the moderator. I'm speaking from US, from Texas. First of all, I will also thank the Mobin people again, which we all are, or we should be. Also, specifically in bringing up this project, the Biafra Power Project or Southeast or whatever, but in that region, realizing the importance of that, of energy in all that we do, in all that really human beings do now. Power is most crucial. But Odekwanukai Jeffru Basaria for a long time, or where you tinyanaka, the Okwana had Abranya, the actual help can Duromanya personally. But I am now your no quauka. I would equalize her, the car. I have to need you an egg. Bring it up, finish your mouth. Leave the back. Leave the back. Do I still have the floor?
Yes, hello? I'm hearing you. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. I'm hearing you.
Okay. Yeah, I know background noise. So, Koworo something ga ekwene kwesike. Okay, the chairman wepụtara ha. Agwara m ya no ihe the both possible, doable, and feasible. I'm going to keep me and because not only that I'm, you know, I'm Quadoria, but Okwa Ebe Mania, Ukwanihe Nkokwarago, Kanakokwa about it. So, came down on Nele Bariania, Nagokwa, Wasariani. Ihe o mention earlier hydro. He use you know mini hydro, small turbines that got drive, which is also an amazing now in most places. Anaha chose all these mega hydro projects. It take years to complete. So the focus. Okay, okay. Is that fine now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the focus now was on Imago mini hydro, and then mini hydro. We can one Germany na so long. Ebana Ako, Ubo, and all these things. Use that resources is an energy resource. It use harness design small technology in the buying and harness that water or supply energy. How we had you would power like Orugodi in Hija Walker all of those things we especially in the rural areas. Okay, so we have motivate this project. Now, ebem na elebanya ihe we na agara anya agara. The technology not there. You know, the technical resources are not there. But always, how do we organize all of those things, including ego, because when you hear me, including ego gets batani in high name or ego I get Jimmy or ndi getting ego there. So I'm a labor all these different aspects of it. Now, Ihem Chorokai Menga suggest or Nga recommend in the final, because I get the I get the final report on this. I get present the the mobbing body
organization. Yeah.
Yes, I'll get present here soon. But before that, before I forget, I got my people who didn't want expertise in this area, energy, especially renewable energy. You know, engineers, electrical engineers, mostly, especially mechanical engineers, or project managers, all of these things. I'm sure I'm with area among our people, especially outside, even inside the in our institutions. So now, the model nga chokani were may how here was rural electrification. Already, model they use cooperative, keep where power cooperatives, and we keep where electricity cooperatives, and the whole fit because it's more or less self-help program. A village in which a group of village in which how power cooperative. And why I like is that Emeka, correct me if I'm wrong, a cooperative within the government setup, Ministry of Cooperatives or something?
Yeah, I want to hand out.
Okay, so that we can latch onto those existing structures where may hinder to organize people.
Yeah, I get that saying report.
Oh yes, no, yeah, it's already there. Most of it, the tell. So I was made the final presentation. People will see that. So that's the model. Because all people who know they don't. The government always when they fight that. Now, another aspect of that, Imago, Agamachoka may involve outside bodies, international bodies, in the Nyaka, in all these things.
I'm thinking that these are the recommendations that will be in that report.
Yes, it's going to an update now.
Yes. So, now, because actually, as we are thinking, kind of thinking along those lines. Okay. Yeah. So, because I got make say, okay, I try let's say Danjaba or any stream or river or in our area, the community not there. We have to organize them first. Okay, we have to organize them first. Now, I walk around the first time, or the second time that we can't use only one technology. Our mini hydra will also pair it with solar. Okay, I get pair with solar so that in fact, the example here, the one who participated in Vermont, the US, Northeast. So I get use that model so that when I got tractor from outside, I'm not there, and then the mini not there. Or came enough, or maybe or even so okay, culture or some whenever there is no enough, then we'll have the sun. And then the sun will complement with nke hydro. Okay, but all these systems will all come into place. Now, another way I think, as Emeka mentioned the last time, ihe ogai na alu ogu eji ogugu isi na-alụ now. I believe from now, ihe ga azọpụta our people innovation. Okay, ideas, ihe eji isi eme, no one organized, be disciplined in following it up. Oh, we are going to on this power project here. There's a whole lot of things that I put into it. And one last big idea, which is now sweeping the entire world, what they now term energy transition. Because in Hedeka fossil fuel, and I actually phase here out, maybe in the next 10, 20 years. One year got to say, anything. All the use electricity powered by renewables, especially solar, hydro, and then some people are talking about hydrogen.
Wind.
And wind, yes, and wind. So all we are with now because of the climate change effect. Okay, now the Olani biko kaine outside Nigeria, but in outside the international area. I'm with the idea I'm with ready and you will local.
I got your time.
Okay.
Back to you. I got your time.
And you will here to local because serve our people.
I'll get back to you. I'm in a meeting, right?
On there, ego on there. Gap after our people. So in the next time I get a meeting, I got my like they got signing up now this project committee or council
project committee. Yes, a project committee. Yes.
Yes, because I reach out to
you.
Yeah, I could forward those they have put up a meeting. I went specifically for in the none of this committee. Can we can flesh it out? Present is the general body in I game, and then I got my like it one or two people in the non
yes.
or anywhere to be part of this committee, so that information I need from there, I now a supply.
Good.
But it was on a no more God, but I am disciplined to make sure that I don't get carried away.
Amen. Thank God.
I get delivered when they want.
Thank you.
Question or answer can ask.
Bill, thank you so much for this short and concise presentation. Omaka, you just went straight to the point and hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Okay, like you rightly said, what we now need to do, maybe wait till next meeting, and then at the same time also like send out messages, maybe through the email, calling for maybe engineers or people that are interested to join this committee or like a separate committee to like fleshing it up and then prepare a good document. Thank you so much.
Yes.
When I jog bid, Makai Kokuru, because we like a look and you microphone, you just bid at you. Bill just gave us a short speech on the Biafran Power Project, the idea of having a micro mini dam that would generate power to communities and villages in the Biafran land anyway. So it's
the question I'm going to go the study the report. What kind of project study, kind of feasibility and viability study.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I get a PowerPoint that on that day.
All right.
And even as we are doing that, I may need ideas of other people. Can we put together there? That's in agwọ otu onye ahụ wee ike.
Working. All right.
Oh, it's
Okay.
Thank you.
Prophet Dell is raising his hand. Oh, Prophet Dell.
Okay.
I'm asking you to unmute now. Unmute and then ask a question to Bid. Please, unmute.
Okay. Good day, people.
Yes.
The question I wanted to ask prior to going to start talking about power generation and the mobbing power generation project, isn't it tantamount to putting the cart before the horse? Because currently power generation, transmission, and distribution is under the exclusive legislative list. So there is no way right now the federal government holds that sector or that industry in its firm grasp, and they're not going to allow any region or any state to start generating power. So, I mean, isn't the first thing supposed to be focused on getting political power, and before you can start thinking about generation? Because even if you have the blueprint for electricity generation right now, you can't do anything. You can't go forward to whether it's micro, minor, or macro, mega grids or smaller grids. You can't do anything about electricity generation, transmission, or distribution right now. That's the question I wanted to ask about the legislative list.
Okay, Emeka can answer you this question.
Let me answer you that.
Answer Prophet Dell.
Okay, let me answer you that question. Let me answer you that question. Because you said it's under exclusive legislative list. This is the Nigerian Constitution. It is, let me read it out. It's under the concurrent list, not under exclusive list. And under the concurrent list, it is the state that has the power to do that, not the federal. Let me read it out for you. Sorry. Under concurrent list, part 2, concurrent list, item 14, that's paragraph 14. A house of assembly of the state shall make law with respect to 1, electricity and the establishment in that state of electric power stations. 2, the generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity to areas not covered by a national grid system within that state, and the establishment within that state of any authority for the promotion and management of electric power stations established by the state. So the last time we came here, we quoted this law. I said it is the state. And then we were considering getting our House of Assembly to give us that backing. Then there was a suggestion that there is a level that you will need that state government intervention. But there is also a level that is for rural communities. I think you're talking about 1 kilowatt or something like that. We say, okay, it is something that we have to go deep to understand. If somebody in his house, in my house now, I decide to use solar to generate power for my household, do I need the government? Because there are people now who are building solar panels. You know, there are some people, if you just pay them, they now create solar panels for you. You put it on your roof and you generate electricity for yourself. Do you need the state government to pass a law? So these are some of the issues. Then this one I'm talking about hydro. We said the small streams around our village. If you use it to power your compound or your village, do you need the state government? So these are something we say we have to look into. There is a level where you need the state government, but there is a level where an individual can provide power for himself, like solar. Some people in Port Harcourt, or in fact in Imo, were asking me, some engineers, that they would like to build solar for me. I don't need the government. if I just pay the money, they construct that solar panel and some cells and so on. And then I start tapping current from the sun and power my house. So these are some of the areas I say, BID, make your report, feasibility and viability studies report, which we have to now look into properly. So, and Prophet Del, what you said is correct. Let us not be distracted so much. As we pursue, as we are pushing for political power, quite all right. That is, political power is more important, because when we get it, like somebody said, one African nationalist who said, seek ye first political power, and when you get it, all other things will follow. You know, he was trying to, you know, but that is it. Political power. When you have political power, then other things can follow. Nevertheless, our eyes are still on this micro project that will be beneficial to our people. I think that was what we discussed that time, and we now said, well, let's see whether we can carry it along. But I still remember a warning or advice somebody gave us that we shouldn't allow ourselves to be distracted with so many things at the same time. Yeah, for now, I think it's only that power, something that we brought up, which we think is beneficial to our people. So, all right. Prophet Bell, I have answered you. It's not exclusive list.
There's one thing Okay. It's not on the. It's in the concurrent list, not in the.
Yes, concurrent list. Yes.
Okay. But there's a difference between one having a solar panel. I have a solar panel in my house at the village. You can install for your own individual use. Yes. But when you have it for commercial purposes, because when you install for your village, you have to take tariff. You have to take people, and unless you are just powering people free, giving people free electricity. But
no, Prof, let me correct that, please. You see, I'm happy that we are bringing up this now, and if you really followed what the discussion, how did this power discussion started? Emeka, as he pointed out, now read the Constitution, and I applauded him because, first of all, Morbin's philosophy is that you operate within the existing laws.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what really attracted me to this group. Now, everything we are doing, anything that we are doing has to follow the current Constitution and the current laws, either federal, state, or local government.
Local government bylaws.
Yes, and that's where we will start. So, and my area is really, as I mentioned before, these policies that guide things like this. And that's what I have done here. We are going to include all this in. See, when you mention the Constitution, you should also read the regulations, especially in NAC, National Electric Regulatory, Energy Regulatory Council, whatever they call it. Yes, NAC. There are, I think maybe during Fashola was 2-3 years ago, they have made some amendments that will accommodate this concern you have.
Yeah.
So a state can set up a power company. A local government can.
Yeah.
Individual investors can set up very small. They have a limit, either from 1 megawatt to 10 megawatt, all of these categories. You can do that. But we are going to, you see, I'm going to put all these things in our report so that people will be educated. But it's a good, educated concern, which we will address. Thank you.
That's all right. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Do we have any other question for B before we now proceed to the Anambra?
To politics.
Yeah. I will have a question and a suggestion.
Okay. Sure. All right, go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Ifoma Wadike. I'm calling from Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, she's a regular.
Yes, Ifoma. She's in the media team.
Yeah. Yeah, so my own next thing will be to appreciate our brother Bid, the presenter. So you did a good job telling us everything. I engage your question to make sure we are in line with what the law expects us to do. So mine will be like a suggestion, and it will be in terms of this. If we look at having, maybe when we write the proposal, we can include in here Basara youth empowerment, because if we're talking about solar, it's an empowerment for the youth. We can capture youth, 50, 100 or so from each community, and
yes, job creation, economic development,
yes. Creation, train or and so you know, they will become the manpower, so that the youth can the labor instead of giving it to outsider, you know, and it becomes a way of empowering our youth. So if we're presenting it, let's include that is an avenue for youth empowerment where our youth will work for us, because I got within Dimba, anyhow thing. But if we have this manpower transfer to our youths, like they will be handy. The first time Azuhaga will free, will be like a kind of capturing the youth and empowering them. Then when this thing begins properly, and always the hands that will train more hands, say to reduce our maybe expenses in terms of then create more. So there is right where you can just have for commercial thing for the Ozoga such stuff like that to hit their So we are happy that we have the power to do. So let's make it bigger, and let's bring the kind of youth empowerment into the picture. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We have another person raising his hand, Mike Okoye. Mike Okoye, please go ahead and unmute yourself and then ask a question, please.
Yes, it's just good evening, everyone.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the UK here.
Yes.
I think this is a really good suggestion that they put through. It's really, really something to really take seriously, because I believe that the future of power generation is actually, is becoming localized.
Yeah.
I think the age of, big power stations are coming to an end. They are coming to an end. There's massive projects like this, like small power generation all over Europe. If you travel to Switzerland, they have it all over the place there. So I think it's something that we can take seriously. And then another thing is that there's a recent bill that got signed by Buhari, Allied Matters Business Bill. So Emeka, please look into that and see if that might have an effect with what we're discussing, especially on the political side.
I will look at it.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, because yes, I thank all the question. But
yes, SAG, do you have anything to say before we now delve into the Anambra state politics?
Into politics.
Yes, my dear. First of all, I want to thank Bid Chukwugoziege. I think
thank you.
We are suffering a little phobia today through our language. Then people are fearing to speak our dialect today, but now we go on with English language. There's nothing bad about it. Bid Chukwugoziege, I am very proud of you. I want to advise. This is a project that Mobin is proposing.
Yes.
At the time, if we are thinking big and bigger, it will be to an extent that it has to be all-inclusive. But for now, let us limit to the extent our capacity can carry. First of all, this mopping or looking for funds to do it, I heard you mentioning about talking to some international agencies who can help. Please, that area is very, very good. We have to be very serious about it. If that area goes, it will go almost too far in Igbo land. Secondly, Barrister, you are there now. Anything pertaining government, yes. If it is to write to the government, more particularly our own region, of what we are proposing to do, so that we can know their do's and don'ts. Not when we have finished all our proposals and get into implementations, then they will bring one saga, which will not enable us to continue. Probably if you can start from writing them, giving them our proposal and how far we have gone, I think it will be better. But in the meantime,
okay,
let's make use of our email. For the reason of giving this email is to get some details about all these things. I know there will be a time they will give their report, or Bid will give his report. But in the meantime, that email summarizes our meetings and put it there so that we can, refresh our memories. So next meeting, things will be coherent. And not when we finish, you don't get any other thing. And because of the hardship in Nigeria, we may forget. So as I'm resident in Nigeria, you people are receiving good fresh air there. But for us here, we are receiving killings and all the rest of them. The blood is even spoiling our membrane. I beg of you, please.
Okay.
Our email. In the meantime, I am very grateful. So far, you have gone big. May God bless you. Chairman.
Thank you.
SAG, let me come back briefly. SAG, meeting now, more like meeting. I'm meeting na YouTube. Share the link. I'm not in the
I can wait now.
When the whole link.
Akota.
Okay.
Akota.
And don't want information sharing you. Then India Imasana Awusa to why Uford Awusa to register everything I may and then came up when other society, other organizations of this Biafran struggle men. Ndawusa Julie. They are pure Hausa people. So I don't know. I don't know what should be done.
Anyway, I'm more part of the power something called general question on politics. But I must say that when I discuss here that is secret, investment or project for economic empowerment is not a secret. So I want to know. Of course, the moderator usually puts it on YouTube and every person hears it. So I don't think there is anything to fear about.
Okay.
Then on the other thing you saw is you mentioned about contacting the governments to make sure that everything is in order. Also financing. Now, that was why I said I spoke to the chairman of the committee, the project committee. Have they done their feasibility and viability studies? Now, I am an expert in that field of feasibility and viability studies, project studies. I'm trained as a valuation scientist. I do project valuation, but I'm not going to take it up. No, I'm a power area. It will take me more time to go and start researching on power sector. So, but what we use the feasibility and viability studies to do is financing, or in fact, project sponsorship. If you do a proper study, feasibility and viability appraisal, people, in fact, if it's very nice, people will be willing to participate in that project. In fact, what happens in Nigeria now is that if you have a very beautiful project and you are not careful about it, you go and submit it to government. Maybe when the government, you will see that they will even remove your name and put the name of their brother. So
yeah, no, that's true. That is true. It happens. Yeah, it happens.
They will just remove the name of their brother.
Yeah,
anyway, that's a digression. I know I filed a production protocol to sue Nigerian government to stop passing the petroleum industry bill. That petroleum industry bill that is there now is my brainchild, and I tried to stop it. Then well, it's the digression, but let's leave it. So what I'm trying to say is that if you have your project studies now, we will get financing. If it is good, we'll get financing for it. People
don't worry, I get reach all those places.
Then concerning more in line with the state, with the laws, we will make sure everything is in line with the laws.
God bless you.
Because only one final point you already make there. General point.
Okay.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because I can now. Onwere ndị obi na-arụ ọkụ aha na ihe gbasara the struggle so that ewetazie ihe ọzọ dịzịa dịka na move away from that. Yes, but chetakwanụ na ndị nọrọ ya n'oge a na-alụ ọgụ nwere ndị land army nwee ndị na-eme ọrụ ha wụ imeki sure na nri nọ na a na-akụ ihe a na-akụ akụ. Okay, so and then the ụlọ say a na-eme ọgụ a na-emekwa ọrụ. So that ije chọọ ọgụ lọta ị ga-eri nri. Yes, that's the general ha chọrọ put. So and then hụkwa ihe nwanne anyị nwaanyị a kwuru maka economic empowerment, youth employment. These are all connected. Politics ya ma power ya ma ihe niile, they are all connected. So when ha maka anyị wetere here won't far away from here, the ultimate goal. Yeah.
Thank you. You've done well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. On that note, I want us to move into the main topic of today, which is Anambra State election mobilization of Biafran. So I want to give Barrister Mekesiri audience now to speak on that while we wait for other DGs. They're on their way going back to, I think, Enugu. They've also entered the meeting initially. But for the meantime, let's give audience to Barrister Mekesiri to give us an update on what happened or what has been happening at Anambra State so far. Barrister Meka, you have the audience now, please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you very much. Actually, we have kickstarted the politicking. The inauguration of the Dunukofia chapter of mobbing took place today. Well attended, wonderful. In a very, very conducive atmosphere. They were received. The whole town was happy to have the Biafran activists, Biafran politicians. This is the first thing, the first type of pro-Biafra group that entered into this kind of thing. That I mean, politics, using politics as part of the Biafran struggle strategy. Because we believe that getting the power in the region, controlling the Biafran region first, is a key to the our emancipation, the total emancipation. That's why we're going for it. If we're able to take over the whole of the Southeast, all the local governments, all the houses of assembly, and then we produce the governors, produce the chairman of the local governments. I mean, we have taken control. In international politics, you need to have de facto control of your region before you can have power to negotiate. So, and that's what we are trying to do. All along, the people that have been ruling over us, all of you can bear witness that they have not been representing our interests. And that is why this agitation is so high, because the people that are there, they seem, in fact, it appears that they are stooges, agents imposed upon us by our enemies. If you go to Aba, you will cry. You go to other states, you will cry. Maybe 1 or 2 states are trying to do something reasonable. But on the whole, on the average, it is terrible to look at the Southeast as if we are no longer, in fact, as if we don't have any person. Actually, we don't have any leader. So it's like we don't have leaders. How can we have leaders and be suffering like that? So it now dawned on us that actually the people that are there in the government are not there with Biafran ideology. They're not there with Biafran ideology. So when we keep complaining that they're not doing anything for us, then you now ask yourself, did you send them there to work towards realizing the Biafran ideology? No. So it means that we have to send our own people, Biafran activists, to go into power and pass the bills for us and execute the projects for us. And hopefully, when we're talking about Biafran activists and Biafran politicians, hopefully they are the people that have the interests of our people at heart. I mean the Biafran activists who have the interests of our people at heart, not hypocrites who say they are Biafran activists, but when they enter into power, they change. Because there are many people now who say they are Biafran activists, but they are there for their stomach. You know, they are there for their stomach. They are using the Biafran struggle for, you know, as a means of livelihood. We don't want such things. We want real Biafran activists who are called to this ministry. It's like a ministry. This emancipation project, or call it deliverance project, or call it liberation, or national liberation, is like a ministry. If you are not called to it, you cannot function well, you know. So that is what Mobbing has. Mobbing wants to use politics, wants to use law, wants to use diplomacy. These three things, politics, law, and diplomacy, that's what Mobbing is using. And that is why we are getting it right. Throughout the thing that happened in Anambra today, no policeman came to harass anybody. No army officer or soldier came around to harass any person. Why? Because we have not broken any law. Of course, we are lawful. All our activities are lawful. That's why we are bold. We can march on the street with boldness. We can go to court with boldness. We can go to the government parastatals and offices and argue our case and engage in discussion with the opponents boldly, and nobody can touch us because we are untouchable. Yes, you can only touch those that should be touched. Why will you touch us when we have not broken any law? We are politicking. We are engaging with the opponents face to face in politics. They are in politics, we are in politics. They are in law, we are in law. In diplomacy, we are there. We are arguing with them. We are connecting. We are talking to international communities, to governments of different countries, and we are on the ground. So Mobbing is on the ground. The first Biafran political organization, Biafran politicians. So we are bold. We have a t-shirt. We say Biafran politicians. We have a t-shirt that says Biafrans in politics, Mobbing, Biafrans in politics. I know that many people are afraid to talk about Biafra, but we cannot stop talking about Biafra. You know why? There is something called balance of power in international politics and law. Balance of power. Balance of power means you must have something that will put the other man in fear. And the only thing that makes Nigerians to be afraid is Biafra. Say it, keep shouting it. We cannot stop it. Once they succeed in killing everything about Biafra, kill the spirit of Biafra, they will relax. But once the spirit of Biafra is always there, being stirred up and steering them, they will be uncomfortable and until they do something. So we are not going to forget that name, Biafra. For people to understand now, because I have been getting advice here and there, forget the name of Biafra. No, we will not forget it. We are Biafrans in politics. The federal government knows, all of them, they know. When we started in 2017, we declared it and we gave notice to the whole world, gave notice to us to rock. We are Biafrans in politics. So if they can play politics, we will play it better. We play politics with them. So today, Anambra State received us at Opo in Dunokofia local government, where we inaugurated the chapter and we have started politicking. And Anambra State has 21 local governments. And we have to go from one local government to the other. And all the people in the local government and the words, all the words in every local government. So we'll gather all the words, all the PVCs, all the voters' cards, all the words, all the local governments. We'll gather all. All of them are our members. They are all members of Mobbing. You see, we want to have electoral value. A multitude, a crowd without voting power has no electoral value. You may be a multitude, millions and millions and millions, but you have no electoral value because you have no power to vote. Yeah, some people during the time of voting, they will say they will sit at home to eat offense salad, and they'll be clapping for themselves. They don't know what they're doing to themselves. But we will not do that. We will participate in politics. We will vote and make sure that our votes are counted. Listen, this time around, in every polling vote, you have your agents. You have to be there. And as you are counting, you are also filming. So nobody can rig us out this time around. So, well, when we go to the details, for now, like I said the other time, the elders, the leaders of the land, the owners of the land, the elders of the land, the traditional rulers, I had meetings with them. They told me that the next governor for Anambra State must come from the south, Anambra South. That is the one to maintain that tradition. They rotate it among the zones: Anambra North, Anambra Central, Anambra South. They said now is the time for the south, and they want to maintain it. So, and I advise also that should be maintained. From the south, we shall get a Biafran activist from the south who will occupy the state house as a Biafran governor. Let us get at least one governor so that we can control one state as Biafran state with Biafran activists in power. If other countries even in Cameroon, Ambazonians, they're in the government. One of them was in the parliament, arguing for Ambazonia. Look at Scotland. They are there in the parliament arguing for Scotland. Look at Quebec in Canada. All of them, Catalonia, they are in government arguing for their own region. Why should Biafrans not be there? You may not ask me, okay, what about the Igbo senators and members of House of Reps in Abuja? Have they spoken about this thing we're talking about? Yeah, somebody posted a video where one of our senators was saying that they are not allowed to raise the issue of Biafra in the National Assembly. I said, okay, I'm not asking you to raise the issue of Biafra, but okay, why don't you move the motion for restructuring to regional government? I'm not saying call it Biafra. Say every region govern yourself according to the declaration the Igbo nation has made. The Igbo nation made a declaration in 1994 before the Abacha conference of 95. They had a meeting and decided it, created the 6 regions, which we now use today. Now, during the Oka declaration, which Chief Nyanwodo chaired, and Professor Soludo, Chukuma Soludo, was the person who presented the program. He made recitals. He said that they took note of all the decisions the Igbo nation has made, all the decisions, including the one of 1994. They took note of all the decisions the Igbo nation has made, and then came up with the Oka declaration, this one that was made. And that same thing that the elders signed, Honorable Justice Ezozobu and the other elders, the same thing they signed is what the new ESCO, led by Chief Nyanwodo, also signed, and even expanded it better. The whole thing that there must be a regional, there must be restructuring to regional governments, so that every region will govern itself, develop at its own pace, control its resources. In the new declaration, they made it clear that every region will control their resources. That's how it should be. Control your resources. Then you can pay agreed percentage tax to the federal. Good. So I know somebody asked a question the other time. Why are we talking about Biafra without mentioning the people of South-South? We are only talking about Southeast. And I told that person that day that, yes, both South-South and Southeast constitute Biafra, but there is an agreement which we call trilateral agreement, which the Igbo region and the Ibibio and the Ijo region, they signed. Now, it is the people of South now are divided into two in that agreement. The Ijo people and River people are called Niger Delta region, while Akwa Ibom and Cross River are called Akwa Cross region. Then the Igbo region is the Igbo region. So there's Igbo region, Niger Delta region, and Akwa Cross region. The three regions signed the trilateral agreement of Biafra. But these three regions now are in two geopolitical zones, the Southeast zone and South-South zone. So let us get this regional government. South-South will be east on its own, South-East will be on its own in the regional government, controlling their resources. So that South-South will not say, oh, Ndi Igbo chọrọ their oil. No, we are not interested in any person's oil. We're not interested in any person's resources. We have our own resources. So every person be on your own. Then when we now have our regional parliament in the Southeast, regional parliament in the South-South, if the parliaments decide to merge themselves by passing the bill of political merger, that's okay for them if that's what the two regions want. Whether political merger or economic merger, there could be economic union, there could be political union, depending on what they want. It is left for the people then to decide. But for now, let every region be autonomous and govern itself. Who will make it to happen? It must be the Biafrans that will push the bill and move the motion. Why is it that the ones we have in Abuja now, they cannot move that motion? Why? What is difficult about moving that motion for restructuring into regional government? We're not talking about Biafra now. Biafra will come later, yes, when the parliament, the regional parliament will pass another bill for referendum, for the people to vote to decide whether to remain as an autonomous region or to pull out entirely. It is left for them at that time to decide, just like Scotland is conducting referendum now. Scotland has conducted referendum 2 times and failed. They failed. The Scottish people are voting against themselves. I hope it will not happen to Biafra that time too, when Biafrans will vote against themselves, because there will be two opinions. Some will say they would like to stay, while some will say they want to go. But that is left for them. But first of all, let us get regional autonomy first. Then we govern ourselves, we control our resources, we develop our region. We develop our region to be better than any part of Nigeria. And our region will attract international investors. We will trade with people. We like trading with people. The Igbo man likes to trade with people, likes to interact everywhere in the world. Igbo Ojemba, because Igbo Ojemba will also accept every other person. We believe in that live and let live, level playing ground. Every person compete according to your talent. So our region will excel. We are not afraid, we will excel. We are not dependent on oil or any personal resources. We have the God-given talent to excel in whatever we put our hands to do. So I don't know whether some of the directors of mobbing are here so that they can now give us report. Yes, please.
I think your time is up now. We can begin to take questions and answers until other DGs are available, please.
Okay, so the other directors are not here yet.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We can begin to have
we can take
questions and answers. Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Until other DGs join us.
Okay.
Right. Do we have any questions?
All right. So now I will stop here now and take questions.
Yeah. Hello. Prophet Dale, go ahead and ask a question, please.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator.
Thank you.
I have two questions. My first question is, how will the mobbing vet the pro-Biafran politicians who are wishing to participate in the Eastern region's politics? That's the first question. And the second question is, are there any contingency plans by mobbing for when members of the different pro-Biafran movements and ideologies join the Biafrans in politics, because with all these different agendas out there, once it becomes a very public knowledge that this is the only route, visible route that, which is, you know, some people are saying we shouldn't be in politics, we shouldn't, we should just go for outright independence. But once it becomes very public knowledge, there will be a U-turn among Igbos and along a lot of Biafrans out there. So is there contingency plans for, because at the end of the day, if Mobin becomes infiltrated by all these savior people and charlatans and different groups who are having different mindset, I hope Mobin has proper plans for how it will, you know, vet these people who are coming in. Maybe they want to be Biafran politicians. They want to go to the State House of Assembly. They want to go to the State House, the executive position, local government, all these different arms of governance. This is the second question that
I get your point. Your point is, your questions are very, very important. The first one was, how do we vet the politicians we want to put in power? How are we going to vet them? We're going to vet them. For now, we have started seeking for them right now. We have started making inquiries. The people may not be popular, but eventually when we get the real people, the real person, not people, because there will be the person for the governorship will be one person from south from Anambra South. When we get we'll definitely make sure that he's a person that will never disappoint the Biafrans. So the details of how to ensure that he will not disappoint us and that he's the right candidate, the details will be made known to some of you who will be part of the decision-making process, of course, before we present any person, because our image is at stake also. Our name is at stake also. If we present somebody to the Biafrans and say, this is the right candidate, and the Biafrans believe us, and then vote the person and put him in the house, and then he turns around and becomes an agent of our enemies, that means we are finished, our name is destroyed. So that's why we have to be careful in making the choice, the person that will be there, because our name is at stake. So we have to be very careful to see the person we are going to put in power. You know, power, people say power corrupts, and I have seen it. Somebody gives a little power, once he sees himself in a little position of power, he becomes something else. So we must have a way to make sure that it doesn't disappoint us. So that will be done. On the other, the second question about contingency plan, when other Biafran activists realize that this is the best way, yeah, actually it's going to happen, because that is actually, people are trying to now find out, okay, you can't really get outright independence immediately. It is better to get to region, then from your region, your regional parliament can pass the law for you to pull out. So people are now trying to understand that, yes, so it may not be easy to pull out entirely. And some of them are trying to find a way to come into politics, but because of shame is catching some of them, because they preached before that Biafrans are not Nigerians and should not participate. And those Biafrans who even had Nigerian passports went and tore and burnt their passports, said they are no longer Nigerians, because they didn't know the difference between citizenship and indigenous identity of a person. You know, you can be, your indigenous identity does not deny you of your citizenship. You have right to acquire many citizenship. A Nigerian citizen can decide to also be American citizen, British citizen, German citizen. You can have multiple citizenships. It doesn't affect your indigenous identity. So that's what many people did not understand. And they started destroying their Nigerian passports, so they are no longer Nigerians. You know, something like that. But now that people are trying to understand is very, very likely, and I'm foreseeing that there will be a kind of trooping into mobbing to buy the same idea, to follow the mobbing idea. Then what is our contingency plan? As they come in, we will receive them, we shall vet them. You see, there is this thing, you know, it's not the multitude that makes the decision. But as many people as gather, you accept them, but it's not every person that is that can enter into the decision-making body of the movement. You know, let me use, how will I use it to explain it now? I want to just say that as they come, we will accept them. But we will vet them, we will know who they are, we will take inquiries, take references, we will investigate them, and then know the stuff they are made of. And those that are capable of holding offices in mobbing, they will be given opportunity to hold offices in mobbing. We want to carry every person that is carryable along. Any person that is carryable, not everybody. There are those that may come to destroy the movement, those that may be sent as spies to destroy the movement because they think that we are rivals. We are not in rivalry at all. We have made our own pathway where we are going. So we are not quarreling with any person. We are not disputing with any person. We are not in rivalry with any person at all. So, but I know that some people may want to enter mobbing to destroy it, but we will not allow it. We have learned our lessons. My fingers have been burnt several times in this struggle. So I have learned a lot. Maybe I learned in hard way. So hopefully we'll be able to vet those that are coming in and those we can trust and give offices or responsibilities into their hands. But as many Biafrans as are coming into mobbing to follow in the pathway of political diplomacy, we shall accept them. So our hands are open, just like Jesus Christ said, whoever the Father gives to me, I will in no wise cast away. So whoever comes, we shall accept. And then we will find a way where you fit in. Those that can fit into leadership in one way or the other, we put them in leadership. Those that can help in any other, it's just like all of us, the whole body functions differently with different parts. So that is what I will say now. As they come in, our hands are open to receive them.
Question.
I hope I answered that question.
Yes, sir.
Moderator, any other thing?
I have a question.
Go ahead and ask Bid, please.
Okay. Yeah, Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, my question along those lines. Even though the focus now, or the target, as you mentioned, though, I don't know, you have to confirm if it's just the governorship, the gubernatorial position only, or other positions. I know, US down ballot candidates.
Okay.
Because we are focused on weekend or a lot of fight, battle, but under it, maybe the bedrock, maybe members of state parliament, state assemblies or state houses, judges, all those even appointed positions.
No, other than Nigeria.
So again, neglecting that, what is the plan?
I get your point. I get your point. Under the Nigerian system, the gubernatorial election and the House of Assembly, they go together. And the presidential and the National Assembly also, they go together.
Right.
So once it is the gubernatorial election, it goes together with House of Assembly.
Okay. So we have
Of course.
Our eyes there too.
Yes, now we want Biafran activists to take over the House of Assembly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
But the governor must come from the south.
Yeah. That's understood there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And one question, do I have audience, please?
Moderator. Moderator, no,
go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
Moderator, you're not seeing my hand, Abby.
After from again,
okay, because Barrister, I make a few questions for you. I have become one of your apostles.
Oh, God bless you and anoint you more and more.
So, man, think, believer na other ones. I try to tell them why this is the best, because we are trying to pull down a system and we are using all machineries, the practical to do it.
Yes.
And this is the only body Mhoro thinking in that line. And it makes sense to me because I know
exactly.
So that's why we are trying to follow the body. That's not what it is. All we hear in our brain when so that we have the intended results. So I went ending Anambra election and everything, but these are questions from the field now I'm giving to you. Number one question, okay, candidates in the mobile. Just the governorship position. What about the House of Assemblies? Because these are people we need to curb from wherever they are and pull them online. Governor, because they are the people that will help the governor to work better. So we have to have a clearer picture of these people. Because I have taught, I go from school now, Unizik. So when with a lot of friends, they are Anambrarians. So friends have friends. So we kind of talk, and then take one of your candidates. I'll be like, okay, I'll get back to you. So I am going to get back to them on that. Then again, we need to have media slots. And yeah, media are already, but we need to have air time. When I was in Nigeria, I was the public relations officer of the University Teaching Hospital. So usually I get very that media arrangements and slots for advertising our services and telling the women like a commercial slots until media are ready, because we're the agenda setting power of the mass media. And then if you're trying to get this slot, make sure you get it with media house media house where more listeners, more audience. So, and then the time specification and the frequency, how many times can I get the time on the Anambra more of business people get time how do you relax gain news. So you put the slot within those time specifications so that you're catching your target audience, the market people there. Then again, when massive jingles, documentaries, movements, but the media will have to do a lot of work because this is a new thing. We're trying to create the awareness. Now, I got grow, and I got log my results to be sure. But because people have already given up on results in Abuja, but we will make, even though I ain't going to get the mail log, but I got a man, I ain't elephants that he pushed me at. So, create that kind of messianic awareness that people will think, oh, the Messiah has finally come. We need to do it, and time is of essence. If you don't start early, you will not be able to achieve results. Magonye dia late, okuya dia late. So that's the main thing. I need these things to start working. And then we need to even go through traditional rulers. Because we want to achieve results. We want to ginger people so that they will know that even though you want to Oburuzo mara na ịgacha Abuja ịlọtakwu ụmụnna ya ya gba n'ụlọ ụlọ ọkụkụ da everything. And abamba no nearly. We need to get these things going right now because we don't have the time. I actually be late. My guy be late. Why you got be late? Download them.
Emeka, can you say time? Sorry, answer the two things together. SAG. Unmute and then ask Emeka a question, please.
Okay. Because actually made in my first of all, Barrister, I thank you very much. More especially a write-up I read it today about the area in Anambra. Yes, I read it. Very marvelous. Unless somebody did so idiotic, I don't understand the in fact, the name Biafra and our intention are a very powerful movement in the struggle of this Anambra election. Then let me interject later. Informer, I thank you so much. I read your post, a jingle post in one of our platforms. May God bless you and continue. We are behind you. Now, yes, now straight, Barrister. I want you to understand, and others too, there are two major things in this project of election. One is dissemination of information. Secondly is finance. Knowing fully well, to an extent, anyone on La Biafra now, La Libu, have been seduced with money. That even within a twinkle of an eye, the agreement to get one of their so-called ardent Biafran man or woman can be changed within 2 minutes because of value of money. We have been made wretched totally that all the very easy to attract your people, change their minds. What arrangement, or maybe it's not something to be said here, maybe your caucus members in this election are thinking aloud. But to me, I want to, if you are not, put it into consideration. There will be avenue for sharing money. If you don't share it, no matter we are talking Biafra, we are doing this, we are not going anywhere. I'm telling you, that's the structure and situation this stupid contracted union in Africa, Nigeria has kept us. Now, so many people are hungry. Then by the time we use the jingle and the good face of Biafra to go for the arsenal, let us back ourselves with finance too, so that even if those people pay 20 naira, then we'll be able to pay, 200 naira, we'll be able to pay 50 naira, back it up with our pressure of what we will get, or the benefits of becoming a Biafran and getting Biafra in that politics. This is my advice. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay. Okay, but Emeka, then answer the question.
Yeah. Let me answer the first one. Sister Ifoma talked about the candidates who are there because your friends are asking you who are your candidates. I say you get back to them. It is too early now for us to mention the name of a candidate. We started today going from local government to local government, reinaugurating the chapters of mobbing, now getting to the grassroots, interviewing the candidates. We've just started, and there are 21 local governments. It's going to cost a lot of money to mobilizing for 21 local governments, interacting with the candidates, interviewing them, taking reports, references, making inquiries, conducting investigations about them. It takes time and it takes money, but we are doing it. We have started today. It cost us money today, but gradually we'll get there. So it is too early now to say Onya candidates for the governorship, Onya House of Assembly, it may be too early now. But hopefully within the next few weeks, we should be able to sort things out. Then when we present a candidate, say we are behind this candidate, we are behind him. And then media mobilization. You mentioned, yes, it costs a lot of money. Media costs a lot of money. And we were using some well-known media houses before, but at a point, it became difficult. Like I mentioned some time ago, that it's not been easy. So there is this urban radio, urban FM radio that goes everywhere, urban FM. The 99.something FM. We are using all these ones, but every 1 hour we pay so much money. And at a point, the hands became weak. And we said, okay, let's buy the little we can chew at one time. So that was why we now started thinking of creating our own media house, which is almost ready now. With just about 1.2 to 1.5 million naira, and our media will be on. And by the grace of God, any moment from now, that media will be on, because I believe God is going to provide money any moment from now. So we will fix that media. So yeah, all this time it has been difficult. But why the other time we talked about finance, SAG said that man had chikwego. So well, why? Well, no, this Biafran project. In fact, here are some apostate churches are even better than here than some Biafran now. Somebody that has failed in his business will carry Biafra and start shouting Biafra. And when he asks, what do you do for a living? Oh, Biafra, nothing. So things like that, maybe this is everything. So say, hey, so we said, okay, until more when the Spirit of God touches you people, then you start helping out, something like that. So I will have a push, gradually, and people will understand it, So
yeah, other information.
Then,
okay, one information before you round up. We at once. The member of Nigeria election time rule, people they wear access to the INEC workers. It's very important because that is where the election results may emanate. Aronama as electoral officer, Ro as returning officer, Ro as presiding officer. So this is another angle. Do you have any plan in that angle?
I told us that anyway. I'll answer that. Let me answer the other question you asked about. SAG asked about hunger. That hunger can make people to sell their votes or to misbehave. Okay. SAG, if you remember 2017, hunger did not make any of our people to sell the votes. 2017, we were sure of getting our candidate into power. And, we did it in such a way that mobbing took control of all the local governments and produced all the delegates that will now bring up our candidate into power. And because that political power, that political party, UPP, owned by Chief Chakwa Sokore, now, they now went from behind, whether to Abuja or whatever. All I now knew that Buhari, they now started, overnight, they now removed our names from the race that I will. So when we came in the morning, the names of mobbing officers that will now produce the candidate were removed.
Yeah, it's very important. Pay attention.
So we were able to, we didn't sell our votes. We were able to get everything. But in the morning, the owner of the party, UPP, and President Buhari, they had decided whatever they decided. And they removed us.
Wow.
Because they knew that mobbing would definitely bring up Biafran candidate. Because from the list, only mobbing the delegates that will vote. Because it is delegates that will not vote for the candidate. So all the lists will mobbing delegates that will not produce the candidate. So they knew that definitely Biafran candidate will be in the seat of power. So they sold us. They sold the party. In fact, right now that party has folded and joined APC.
Wow.
So Biafran activists, Biafran politicians will never sell their vote, no matter the hunger. We didn't sell it during the 2017, and let me tell you, we are not hungry. We are not hungry. We were at Dunukofia today. We made it in a big way. We are not hungry. So if any politician thinks that he can buy us that we are hungry, he is making a mistake, because we are not hungry. You can imagine that we have been pushing forward. We have been carrying on with this project for all these years without begging any person for money. Of course, they know. Even these Biafran activists, they know. All these Biafran activists, they know that some of them are surprised. Some of them say, how do these people get this money? How do they get money they use to do these things? It's by miracle, yes. I know it's not easy, but we are not hungry. We're not hungry. And I told you now, I just told you, and maybe a little boast, that in a very short time now, our media will be on. Because I'm sure that God has been helping us. That God is not tired. He will do it again, and you see our media will start broadcasting. But what we are calling for is hands, media practitioners like you, Sister Ifoma, start broadcasting. Start doing like the jingle you did that pushed out. Very, very nice. So start making noise. That is part of media. In fact, I'm being tempted to even go and start studying media. You know, because that's where the thing is now. In fact, honestly, I went and paid school fees for IT the other day, but I couldn't have time to start reading. I didn't have the time. But that is where the thing is now. Media is the thing now. So those of you that are in media, help us now. With your hands full now, you can start broadcasting. You make a and then you post it, something like that. So please, we will get it right. We are not afraid. We'll get it right. Then your question is access to INEC workers. I told us that we are going to play this politics. We are going to play this politics. That's what we mean. You people don't seem to understand. Look, you must use the situational approach. This barrister, gentleman. At that man, I'll go my gentleman. It's what the first one was that the UPP was not our party. We didn't hold it. It wasn't our own. We went into alliance with the owners of the party. And so the owners of the party now had to go into alliance with Buhari to chase us away.
Can I come in, please?
Oh, yeah, yes. I think you can ask your question.
Can I come in?
Moderator, somebody's asking.
Doctor, come in. Yes, I said come in. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Ikejisi.
Yeah, Dr. Ikejisi. Yeah, barrister, thank you. I joined a little late, and I followed the whole thing up to this point. Yes. So the thing about I've been reflecting, I've been thinking, I say, are we really getting it? Because this thing needs the reflection, serious reflection, because Kaidisha and I are on the right road. You take care to the destination. Okay. Now, somebody ego. Kedu the Biafra I propose. Now I so the thing I borrow now, then there was problem of the candidates. Kedu and candidates in there prepare. When they ideology na guide, when they philosophy high so. So this now the Obuna and a new, like a change. Are we just fighting Biafra? Then with the same old ways are remain or can we Biafra where a different something new, you know. So these are things in need reflection. Impact. Well, I'm not against the election now, but if I were to come in much earlier, I would have suggested something where we will start making impact in our society. People now are aware. The other time we talked about Oku and all that. Assuming everybody Oku one I generate Oku the issue of the states. You know, one town on each of the states and all that, or one thing or the other, and people be there for. In a woku na go out the hall. Now people are higher vote and the henny. All the too idealistic, my brother, because ega the hono organic dina obodai. I am my organic. So now these are things I needed. Amaro, the direction I need, so like I said earlier, additional. So that also. If we follow somewhere, you know, I arranged it just like you mentioned now. I'm a party in your vote and all that. They might buy a party, Messi, then a disappoint. Now, can assurance I can the party number and then he went to do with Biafra, but where anybody the critical enough who his base politically. Wouldn't like so much to associate because with the federal government and this and that. So no, maybe before these are things need reflection. Amaru, in my own view, this election of 18 were problems. 1,001 problems we cannot handle. Yeah, surprise when you're on we can't get the result. I don't see result. Now, 1, 2, 3, any number. Vote in. How can they make the difference? How can they change? How can they influence a whole house, federal government or whoever that always says yes? And what 1, 2, 3, 4 candidates, legislators. Now they are getting us Biafra. They're working towards that. My brothers, let us be realistic. And I'm a philosopher, but this doesn't even call for being a philosopher. We with natural economy, if we look at it critically, you know, we see that now this can make my light na this try and see whether may have a light at the end of the tunnel. Any a different approach, in my own view, any there is something in the concrete, the realizable na media now. Media open a media and the now. You know, then that is good. Media take care of Amaro. Bidonu people are now the people in Europe. I live in London, but and I'm not manage a WhatsApp group. People say from Italy, I come from Rome, you know, but they don't know about mobbing. And then you keep thinking of Indian and Nigeria. I keep advertising it and this and that. So I know far any day. I know Namobin has been there for 100 years. It's okay. No, it's okay.
For 3 years.
I'm not trying to discourage you this thing, but please let us sit down. Maru Ebayabo Road Yabaisi or the very productive. Onye result I fire the concrete. I didn't want a surprise. I didn't want people who will hijack, who will throw us away because we are not a good name to associate with. Those people were interested in Nigeria and this and that, you know, okay. and etc. etc. So from the let me stop here, please.
Okay.
So
okay.
I don't have where the road will follow, but please let us. As your opinion, I will come up with possible roads. I follow any result. Yeah, but gradually, because it's not necessary. It's not said in Anambra na I am what I am adjourn here now and again, but we can build base, build the you know the Hemeyabu tomorrow. I banye no political idea. I have fools or the possible or the realizable and etc. etc. I stop here.
Okay, Dr. Ike, you've said well. Now let me start from the first one. You are not when we talked about the power sector, the generating of energy.
Okay.
BID has given a report on that.
Good.
Okay, very good report, and we concluded that one.
I invited engineer Kenneth Igwe. We discussed. I asked him to be in this meeting early enough because someone interest to participate.
Because that time he was even calling. We were calling for engineers that are in the same field.
Good.
So after this meeting, if Engineer Kenneth Igwe is here, he will send his email address to the moderator. Then we link up. So that project team, that project committee headed by B. Demoka, is doing very well on that aspect, power sector. Good. But it's not only the power sector we are interested in, we're also interested in political power. And that is where the crux is now, the matter is now, the political power. Yes, without disregarding the electricity we want to generate, we want to take power in Anambra State, political power. Now, the question you're asking, is it possible that you've checked, you've thought about it, you've talked about it, it's not possible. But we want to tell you that it is possible. Now, the thing is this. We're not saying we're getting just 1 or 2 members to be in the House of Assembly. We want, unless Biafran activists are not willing. If they're not willing, that's where we will fail. Though you can't force a person into it. But if there are Biafran activists, as we are now evangelizing, getting them, and they are really Biafran activists at heart, we put them in the houses of assembly, not just only the governor. Do you know that even a governor that is not a Biafran activist, can be removed by the House of Assembly, assuming that a governor enters there and he's not a Biafran activist? Do you know that if the House of Assembly is made of Biafran activists, they will remove him by impeachment? If he doesn't perform according to the rule, they will remove him. Oh, that's why I said we want them to be in majority, to take control of every House of Assembly. Biafran activists. The problem is that they were not educated politically. There was no political education inculcated among the Biafran activists. Since 1999, Biafran agitation started. They couldn't train Biafran politicians to infiltrate, just like it is in Europe. Look at it here in the House of Commons in London. See, Scottish activists, Scottish activists, they all filled up the place, advocating for Scotland. Look at even Cameroon and Bazonia. See them there, advocating for their region. But our own Biafran from 1999 said, no, we are not, don't enter politics. And then you know, somebody will not be there making rules and policies against you. So if by the grace of God, we're able to reorientate their minds, their mindsets, and they now know that this is actually what they can do, and they enter power. They take control of all the houses of assembly. Who is the governor? And the governor refuses to do what he should do. Overnight, they will impeach him. There is power of impeachment under the law. But what is happening now is that they are all thieves and criminals. So anything the governor does, they share the money together so that they cannot even talk.
Don't forget, we're talking of breaking away from Nigeria anyway. Okay,
now, we're not breaking away now. It's not immediate. We're talking about regional power, taking control of your region first. Biafrans in Nigeria first, just like Scotland in Britain. Then when you govern yourself in your region for some years, if you want to break away, then it is your regional parliament that will pass the law for referendum, for you to start voting. And when you vote, if you pass, you pull out. If you don't pass, you remain. Just like Scotland has voted 2 times in referendum and they failed. It is the parliament, the regional parliament, that will pass the bill of referendum into law for the people of the region to vote. And I'm telling you that when it comes to that time, Biafrans will be double-minded. Some will vote yes, some will vote no. But as immediately you win, just a simple majority, 51%, you pull out. If you succeed to get it, but I know that Biafrans that time, there will be a problem. In here, in Scotland, had that time. Some will say no, some say yes. But let us first get regional power, govern ourselves, control our resources, and then pay the agreed percentage tax to federal to maintain federal institutions.
When this is from in the non-Igbo, so no, I mean, the number call Igbo. It's why a meeting now, not here, who've been fighting and joining us, and because any day, no, it is then was strong base in the rivers, for instance, was strong base in other areas. They were part of Biafra because of one of us.
It don't seem okay. Maybe you are not here when we answer that question. There are now the regional government we are talking about is the master plan drawn by the Igbo people in 1994. And submitted to Abacha conference 1995 and was agreed. That was how these 6 regions came into existence. Now, these 6 regions, the last Oka declaration, the Igbo Meren Oka declaration, which was headed by Chinyangwood, which was presented by Soludo, Professor Soludo, they now recited the basis up to current and now reiterated that these 6 regions must be autonomous to govern themselves. That's what we want. Now, these 6 regions, remember, South-South is part of 6, they are on their own, South-South. Southeast is on their own. So, Southeast region is different from South-South region. Yes, we created it that way to remove that fear of domination, because South-South has always been saying that Ndi Igbo Neme dominate. So we created it so for them to now be on their own, South-South, while we are also on our own, Southeast. So they are not afraid again that we are coming to drink their oil. We are not touching any person's resources. They're on their own, we're on our own. They are Biafrans, we are Biafrans. Good. So what then did we do?
Sorry,
so what then did we do?
Barrister, how far have they been? How far are they walking towards their own distance, their own independence?
That is what I'm trying to let you know now, because it's like you
know, when we work with Yorubas and all, is it not more logical for us to put more energy now with other people now strike now ask for the same thing?
I'm coming to that
level.
I'm coming to that. So what I'm saying is that I just want to, because you mentioned the name Mirindi Rivers, you mentioned it, that was, I'm trying to come to that now. So since we have South-South and Southeast, I will talk about Middle Belt and Yoruba later, but you mentioned rivers, that's why I'm coming to rivers now. Now, in the South-South and Southeast, what we now did was to sign an agreement, which we call trilateral agreement, between the Igbo and the South-South. Then South-South divided themselves into 2. One is called Niger Delta, consisting of the rivers and Bayelsa. Then the other one is called Aqua Cross. Aqua Cross, consisting of Cross River and Akwa Ibom. So there is what we have trilateral agreement signed between people of South-South and Southeast. And then Zeha are involved in that trilateral agreement. Good. But now the thing is that every region is on its own. Then next is, what about Middle Belt and the Yoruba? Are we carrying them all together? Yes. Because of this, Chief Nyanwodo had to bring the 4 regions together. The South-South, the Southeast, the Middle Belt, and Southeast, South-South, Middle Belt, and Southwest. The 4 regions. Chief Nyanwodo brought them together. They are now working together as a block. And he took them to the National Assembly, to Senate, and demanded for regional autonomy. Maybe you didn't hear it or didn't see it on the television. It was
No, I'm more interested in our relationship with Odua, whatever Republican, one Professor Akin lawyer or whatever, because no one didn't know the same thing.
But this is, I'm telling you now that the Yoruba people, the Yoruba, the Middle Belt, the South East and South, all working together for the same thing. So, and the doctor, let me just conclude. Chifun Nyanwodo took them to the National Assembly and demanded for regional autonomy. That is what they are saying now. So it's not that we are going alone.
Please, let's focus on the topic of this discussion. And then remember, we have like 19 more minutes to end this meeting, please.
Can I just say something? I have some suggestions to give.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the name?
That is.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dr. Ray, I'm from Malaysia.
Oh, Dr. Ray. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be in your mix and to be part of what is going on. Because onwe him choro suggestion choro kamye to the chairman.
Okay.
Thank you for this step you have taken. But more na Yegara Abusi Sepunti, part of what Informa Wadike highlight to Rogon Ekwoku. And in this journey, there is need for education to enlighten our people. Mande no na ala Biafran, mande no gazi in diaspora. So, for instance, now, there are some certain things you are mentioning. I don't think you have much to do than to lay what I call a preview of the foundation of how things will be and pass it on, and more ready to teach, to educate people.
Yeah.
So, because this is one of the things I engage you within the matter to clarify them what is on the ground and where we are going and the right way of reaching there. All the very important.
Yeah.
All the very important. So Abu Hen Chorokam Nchi Putrogi there. And another thing Ebona, I don't know the possibility. Abu Naga the possible it change to time because anyone not this part of the world. Emalite this program on a one before somehow made it easier. The time since your London 6, I think 6 p.m. is 1 p.m. here, 1 a.m. here, sorry. So sorry, now it's almost 3 a.m. here. Yeah. So if there's a way to adjust the time, and because anyone ndị ọzọ anyị na-eme agwa ka ha join anyị cannot meet up this time.
Okay, can time we are not giving any promise yet. Or moderator will consider it, but can the time Malaysia?
Okay, in that question, I would like Professor Dell to suggest the time. Prophet Dell is there.
Okay. Prophet Dell, are you there, please? Give us your
maybe 3 hours prior, like maybe 3 o'clock London time, Nigerian time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
3 p.m. London time.
Can we make it 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock London time? Would that be okay for you?
Even better then.
1 p.m. London time. That's 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Eh?
Yes, it will be better because we are trying to a way to involve some other people so that they will hear what is on the ground.
Okay, so 1 p.m. Nigerian time is good for you.
Yes,
it's good for us.
Okay, make it quite sure you don't lose in the US.
Okay, in the US, when the US, can you hear? Hey, 1 p.m. Can you hear?
About that time, go 7 or 6 a.m.
Okay. Let's make it 4.
Well, some of us who ardent, we are just getting up from sleep.
Okay, by that time you are just getting up. About 7.
Yeah, but Tim are going on the hardcore.
Okay, only can you do no tetanora Saturday home na Saturday.
In
3 o'clock now.
About 2.
2 is okay. Yeah, around 8 or so.
2. So by that time, only tete go na.
Yes.
Sign home minute.
Maybe a no coffee and all that.
Okay, so are we agreeing 2 p.m.?
Oge anyị nọkwa n'ọrụ ugbo na Nigeria.
Okay, I think Nigeria no.
To my own idea, to my own suggestion, I think although we have a rush now, let us then think about that and with the appropriate time guard is suitable for all the
most people.
Yes. Let us not rush.
But I think that 2 p.m. is good.
Yeah, Akotaga lay very well.
Yes,
Akota, please find out very well. But I'm thinking that 2 p.m. may be good. In Nigeria, you are that all afternoon. You can spend 1 hour. I think 2 p.m. will be good. But Akota, please, you will.
I'm here. I'm noting that down.
You will take the final decision.
So thank you. That is what I wanted to say. And ndị be anyị nọ n'ala Biafra kwesịrị ịghọta ihe a na-eme better through education.
Yeah.
Ifeoma mentioned it, and when she was emphasizing on media.
Yes.
Good. And say that actually that is a problem we have. And that we were using urban radio, urban FM, and 99 point something FM. We were paying their airtime, and it became very difficult. And we had nobody helping to sponsor us. And we now started building our own studio, which is about to be ready now. All that is required is just about 1.2 to 1.5 million, and it will be ready. Which I said, assuming that we have that money now, it would have been ready now. But the way I mentioned it, I said I don't want to force people or push people, but all like much to help out. You help out. DG and the directors are supposed to be here today to give a report of the finance committee that was set up to generate finance. I have asked them, they said nobody donated anything. Good. So if any one of you is moved to help out, you can call the director of media now and transfer the money to them, and the thing starts running by tomorrow. So, but like I said, we will go gradually until we're able to get there. Media is very important, very, very important, and it requires a lot of money. You know, that's it. So definitely we will have that means of educating our people. Media is the thing now, and we need that media urgently. But we need money. It requires a lot of money. So we have spent so much in trying to build up that one. I remember you said, Mrs. Ifeoma said we could, instead of waiting until that media studio is ready, we can use social media. Yes. Yes, social media. We can use social media. You have to be on Twitter. You have to be on Instagram. You have to be on YouTube. You have to use, but that is data. You have to also pay for data. And the people at home, the media people, they also need money to pay for data and be blogging and be writing. There's also money is required.
Emeka, barrister.
Yeah.
Because see, just like some other, I think the two last speakers, people. Yes, you have, inspired a lot of us, and then inspired this organization. But you need to flesh out a lot of the philosophy I espouse.
Mm-hmm. Now, we are not seeing your face.
Oh, okay. It make him know my face a lot.
I've found the kind of hope before.
Is that okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So you need and imago suggestions and then which are very, very cogent. The Dr.
Dr. Ray.
Yeah, Dr. Ray, the last one, the first one, KGS here also.
Dr. KGS.
Yes. Oh yeah, all the kwam, and they might go. Sometimes some of these people now, they just robia, and they maybe late or so. But nevertheless, the point they are making, document this thing, the philosophy and the mission where we are going. So that even somebody now there today, I refer to that place. Okay. Whether his or her own education. Okay. Now, I'm a little disappointed that these directors I could about last week, Abia Begi, yet. Right. Yes, I understand. But for me personally, I take Remiha very seriously. Okay, so gina ha wundi na ekugwa ha take that is accord this ihe okua na on this time, so that all of us are on the same page. You got only in finance I have my last week. Not the thought I been report no. So when you the setup. Where we'll go not to say, oh, no. And then we say, okay, look what you need for this, and that. That's how some of us, our minds this year work. Say, now, because of buying for a long time. And I said there also last week, see, look, we also have to show that we are capable of running a nation, running a big business, running whatever, I mean, we can talk about in any part of the world. We have to show it. By I want to let you know that. And so you have to bring in these directors. Let us know what all of us in and as Dr. KJZ could so that we know where we are starting and where we are headed, which will encompass all the projects and Manke Power, Manke Education, Manke Media. They all point to the same mission. Direction. Yes, and direction. So all them by how it's good that we come together every week or every month or whatever. They put in that together. And I'm sure somebody is recording this. I don't even like getting here on YouTube. Getting here into in our own
our own platform.
Yes, YouTube. Okay. Those things are distractions. Somebody may can hear maybe yes. Next year fake news or maybe I don't subscribe to that at all.
Okay.
Because so this is a serious matter, and in there, here, when you look at their profile, they all take it very seriously. Okay, they all take it very seriously, and that's kudos to you, because when they listen to you, they know that yes, and we want to be part of it. Okay. Our people.
Okay. Okay.
Let me interject a little. Okay. Please, Barrister, he has said part of the things I wanted to say. But let me apologize first, because at the time I spoke last, my phone switched off. I now reconnected. I'm sorry about my exit there.
Okay.
Now, secondly, see, Barrister, I am a retiree from the media. I worked in NTF for several years before I retired. And I know about people's mentality. There is nothing you will do on it. Looking at you, I know when I joined you 2012, you have been a straightforward human being. Nobody doubts your integrity. But let me tell you, being black people we are, there is nothing that says good gold backwards other than finance. I'm telling you this. Now, not like Bid said, not only coming to tell us how much they have received, how much they have spent. If giving account on whenever they are called to talk about finance, they take it in a state of merry-go-round, it will paint a very bad picture in the minds of some people. I am not even with you. I'm not saying something bad has happened or someone will say, how much have you contributed to be so inquisitive about how the finance is going? I am saving your own way too. You see what is happening to Nandi now. You, in fact, you are second to God. So if you play low in giving accountability in respect of finance, here there may be quail. Okay. Now you are telling me that all the directors, no one could just, give us that regard to come over and speak to us. All of them are busy in the field. All of them are doing what?
You know what I'm going to do? I get your point.
Oh, fine.
I get your point. When you are talking now, I remembered a question that they asked the managing director of NDDC. So when he was trying to say that he will talk to his account department, the man said, no, you are the chief accounting officer of this organization.
Yes.
Even though his MDO on any an account, but he would say, yes. No. You, as far as we are concerned, you are the chief accounting officer of, tell us what you have in the account. Tell us how this is. The managing director fainted, the one that fainted.
Yeah.
He fainted. So that is correct. So what I will do now is that I will put my eyes on the finance committee. Like,
gentlemen, let me come in briefly. We have 3 more minutes to end this meeting, please.
When we're about to talk, when we're about to enter into the main thing.
Yeah, keep talking and go ahead. And
keep talking. So please
let me move extension.
Can I say something, sir?
Now let me promise you, by the next meeting, I will give you account myself. I will take it as I'm now the chief accounting officer, and I will make sure I give you account by next week.
Okay, contribution, Biko, barrister.
Yes.
Is it formal, informal, wadike?
Yes, I can see.
Biko nam, ana dem ma atoponketa korozie, or happy one atoriamvu. You cannot do this alone by yourself.
Yes.
And we need to build this integrity that is very important to our people, because and we don't want that to be our pattern. If we are talking about getting something done using mobbing, then we have to be very strict with financial dealings and financial accountability and everything. Now you're talking about 1.5 million to complete the media thing.
Yeah.
And then dollars or naira?
Naira.
Then I went for hanging issues. So Anama are your mundi non-aligned that have taken this project and journey seriously. Now, Choka, and why something done. I apologize on behalf of all those people that should have been answerable to us today, because we all have our different stuff, but we made our time to be here and to talk about this thing because we are interested and it's important to us. So Anama are your for pardon and understanding, and then moving a motion for us to raise a 5-man committee, finance committee, Otuain or here, 5-man finance committee that will get this 1.5 million rolled out to our media so that our media outfits get a video. And on that premises, I'm making my own support with $100. I went to him, but I'm trying to put that one as a way of rolling out whatever it is. I'm no money not here and we're money to add. So because we can't be talking We need to get this right. We need to really get it right. They are non finance. Maybe we should let them go. Maybe they are overwhelmed.
I think so.
Maybe let them go and get a new breeze because we are getting really very serious. So
okay. That's very good. I think she moves the motion. Any person seconding her, so we can adopt it.
Ezeji is seconding her.
Okay, so it's adopted. Now, the 5-man committee, finance committee, will be set up now. So here we are now. We will set up this one, and those ones that I asked them, the one we set up at Enugu, they were. I asked them before. They said that nobody helped, nobody donated anything. Good. So now we have started. Can we have the 5 members now appointed now so we can start? As you at home, you are in Nigeria, so you are part of it.
Accepted.
Good. Informa, you are part of it. As men, three more people. 3 more people.
I'm not making bid and KG.
No, I have this other one. I don't want to be distracted. I have this power thing.
Okay, you are chairman of power committee. Yeah. Okay, so Informa is there, SAG is there. Who else? Who else will join them?
And somebody from Malaysia can be.
But you can't force. Somebody has to volunteer.
No, I'm just why I just mentioned.
Nominate you.
Since we are here, can't you allow them to voice?
Let them. Don't dominate any person. Let any person that is moved.
I would like to come in when what to do with ideology.
Okay.
Yes.
That's education
program. That's where I will be more efficient. And
yeah, that's why I said nobody should force anybody. Every person knows his area of competence.
Yeah.
So we have got Informa and SAG.
Please, can I come in here, please?
Yeah, who is that?
It's Michael Okoye from UK.
You want to be part of it?
No, I don't want to be part of it just yet. I just want to. I know you're the council.
Yeah.
Barrister. But
yes.
I want to urge a little bit of patience, a little bit of caution. We are moving too fast. We're moving too fast. We need to slow down a bit because politics, especially democratic politics, is a long game. You have to have a strategy to play a long game. We shouldn't be jumping at issues like this. We will make mistakes and events will overwhelm us if we just keep going the way we are going. So I'm urging, please, let us slow down and take time to address one issue at a time.
The issue of this finance.
Yes, we address one issue at a time. At each setting, we address one issue at a time. We don't have to sort of start now to picking up people to go into finances and stuff. So we need to at least slow down and take it easy. You talk so much about Dunukofia. Actually, I'm from Dunukofia.
That's why we went this morning.
I'm from Ukulu in Dunukofia.
Hey, okay.
Yes, I'm from Ukulu.
My brother, can I interject you? Can I interject you?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay, why I'm interjecting is because you should be able to know what we have at hand. And in order to further disseminating information about it, that's what brought in the media. And not that we are rushing to other things now. We have too many things like power and all the rest of them. But this particular one, that the election is coming into Anambra, which is at hand. And one of the instruments to achieve this objective is media. And what is the hindrance in achieving that is money. Not that when the committee is raised now, they are the ones to raise the whole money or whatever. They are the people to go into mopping the fund from donors and all the rest of them. If you say we are moving too fast on it now, to me, we are not going into entirety. Is this particular project of media? That's my angle. That's why I'm interjecting. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have something to add there.
I understand where you're coming from with regards to the money needed. Emeka said it last week and said it the week before with regards to how much is remaining regards to how much it needs to be able to set up this media thing going. You've already mentioned it.
Yes.
A few times. So we get that. It's just now to raise the money, to be able to do that.
To finish it up.
Finish it up. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. If we want to talk about that, then we talk about that right now. Okay. What should we do specifically to raise that money? Because the way you're going about it, Emeka, is that, okay, you're asking people, I understand that, because you don't want to force people to contribute money that they don't have, or people will start accusing you of trying to take their money away. But it is an issue, and we have to be serious about it. Now, how to raise the money, the 1.5 million naira, to fund that media organization. Now, that is putting meat on the bone, not setting up a 5-man committee. If we raise that money, then we find out that talk about the 5-man committee, but let's raise the money, and then
I get your point.
Put people in place to manage it.
Okay, your point is first we raise the money and then get the committee to manage it.
Because you've been mentioning this issue, but you're circling it, you're skirting it, but without actually putting meat on the bone. We're going to finish this meeting without actually knowing how much we got with regards to moving that media, as serious as it is, moving it forward.
Okay, SAG is actually, the other people are actually thinking of raising a committee that will raise the fund.
But they cannot raise the
fund. What you're saying is that we have to raise the fund and then get a committee to manage it.
To manage it, yes. You have money first before you employ a financial advisor.
SAG, do you understand where he's coming from?
Yes, but what you are saying is not in line, because if you raise the committee after the money to manage it, you are going to antagonize the already existed finance committee to make things work perfectly. But there are two things involved. One is what my brother is saying. Raise the money, then people managing it before you have the remaining amount to complete the whole thing. You cannot raise another committee to start managing again. You are going to coincide the whole thing.
Let's be serious about raising the money. I will contribute my own. I'll contribute 100,000 naira towards it. Let's be serious about it.
Okay.
If we want to be serious about it, let us not sketch issues. Let us not go around issues and be afraid to talk about it.
Okay, Brother Koye, give your details to
he has my email. He has my email address. Already.
Okay, moderator has their email.
Yeah, he has my email. Another thing is,
somebody's clapping for you. Somebody's clapping for you.
Well, I don't need claps. Thank you. I don't need claps. Thank you.
It's our culture. It's our culture now.
I know, but what I'm trying to say, Emeka, is regards to the principle that they were talking about with regards to the party principle. Or the party manifesto.
Yes.
You have to come up with that so that people will have a clear vision where we are going.
Okay, we have it. The things that we have documentations, but the things that because of lack of media, it has not been made known. We have all the documentations in place.
Okay.
You know what? In this case, we can push it out to him. We prepare it as a PowerPoint, then we circulate it.
Yes, okay. I think what will happen now, let us now gather everything together.
Okay.
And then...
I want to come in briefly on media.
One more thing to say is that, let me just say, please, we should take it out of our minds to pay people for votes. We shouldn't pay for votes. We should live by principle. We must not go about paying for votes. Whether it's
no, we don't pay people for votes. We don't.
Can I come in, sir?
Yeah, Prophet Day is trying to talk. Maybe we can give him one.
Yeah, I would like to, I would like to come in a little bit on this financial section. For now, I think Mobin itself already has an accounting or finance department. So creating another committee, there's going to be conflict of interest, of the job, basically. So if we are creating a committee, it has to be specifically for the media studio, or for just a project, not for mobbing, because if the people who are on the road from Anambra to Enugu, only for them to get to Enugu and hear that they've given some other people their job, I'm sure that's going to create some kind of rancor.
Okay.
But the second thing I wanted to talk about is, while we are, waiting or trying to get money for this station, social media is number one. In fact, I believe social media reaches out to more people, more to youths than any other thing out there these days. If you are on any of those social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all those, YouTube, before you know it, you can reach more than 5 million people. It's very easy and it's very cheap. Everybody is on social media these days, whether you are in Nigeria, you are abroad. Maybe it's the ancient people who are not on social media, but every youth in Nigeria is on social media now. So it's cheap, it's easy. They are already on media, they are already on Facebook. They don't need data to come and check out. They are watching BB Nigeria, Big Brother Nigeria on social media. They are wasting their data on that. They will watch whatever. So all we need is the Mobbing's vision and mission should always be out on social media. One thing we everybody knows mobbing, or they started hearing about mobbing, but this IPOB customary governments, nobody knows. We know the past, the late leaders.
Yeah,
but
the elders.
We need, the elders. You need the current leaders out there. Okay. People need to know, this is the leader, these are the elders, this is the leadership, this is the people that we are following, these are the vision setters, these are people we are following. And there's one last thing I would like to say. Recently this year, President Buhari signed the Executive Order 10. Now, some people maybe are not following the Nigerian government, but the Executive Order number 10 grants the State House of Assemblies and the judicial arm of government financial autonomy.
Hello. Hear me?
Yes, we know.
Yeah, and that is very.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Because before in the past, the State House of Assembly and judicial arms received their money from the governors. After the governors receive money from Abuja, the governors share the money. So, and the governor appoints the chief judge of the state and all that stuff. So it makes the judicial and the legislative arms were not really independent.
Yeah, that's
so now there is independence.
Yeah.
Of the state arm, the legislatures, and the judicial arm in the state.
Which is that thing that we are looking at. Is it functioning?
Yes.
It's something that just started. It's something that started recently. So now they are receiving their money directly. Just like the local governments are receiving their money directly. So which means we're not even wait for 2000 and the next elections. It is easier now to start approaching the State Houses of Assembly now.
Yes,
and
yes.
the judiciary.
Yes.
People who will go into those in the bar, the lawyers who are good, the judges who are going to be the next. We need to start looking at this arm of government. Because even if you have the governor and you have the Speaker of the House, if you don't have majority rule in the House, you can't pass any bill.
Exactly.
We can't pass any bill. So that is what we are. We're just looking for the governor.
Somebody, please mute your mic.
Let's actually be more boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. But we need more boots on the ground. If Mobi needs more people, it needs to get more people on board. But like the video of the Bruno Coffee event today, that video should be out there. Biafran flags, everything. We need that sensitization.
Yeah,
that is what will start kickstarting Nigerians, Biafrans, in their mind. That, okay, these people are Biafrans. This is Biafrans in Nigeria. The flag is there. It doesn't matter. Every state in Nigeria has a flag, every logo.
Okay, so
every state. So it's not you carry the Biafran flag means you are looking for independence. It's just the indigenous identity of the region. That's it. That's just what I wanted to say.
Okay, that's okay.
Thank you very much.
It's just unfortunate. Somebody has, please mute your mic. There's much noise there. Prophet Bell, your contribution is so excellent. Thank you for that wonderful contribution. Can somebody mute that mic, please? So, there's so much.
Akuta, mute it now, Akuta.
Moderator, are you there? Moderator. Moderator is not there.
Moderator, are you there? Moderator is not there.
Subtext.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, before.
Okay. Now. Yes.
There are two coinciding things here. One is about people that have started raising money. That's number one. Number two, now it has been tended, and somebody is suggesting. Hello?
Okay, who is making all this thing? What's causing this problem?
Okay, don't worry. Let us concentrate on what I'm saying. Let us concentrate. Don't worry for that.
Power Project.
What is going on?
Can somebody please mute that mic now? Moderator, are you there? Hey.
The noise coming from Tech.
It's a subtext. Subtext mic is on.
Yeah, you should mute the mic. Or I don't.
Okay, this we can hear ourselves. Let us continue instead of wasting time.
Okay. Instead of wasting time, there are two things about the committee, the finance committee, and raising of the finance. Okay. Now, already the raising of the finance has started already. Brother Koye donated 100,000 naira. 64 donated $100. The donation has started. The raising of finance has started.
SAG donated 20,000 naira. I'm at home here.
Oh, SAG 20,000 naira.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So you see that already the raising of the finance has started. Now somebody said there may be a conflict creating another finance committee.
Yes.
My suggestion is that this Ifoma and SAG and any other person from here now who wants to be in that committee should now be part of that committee. So we strengthen that committee. That's what I'm suggesting. Alternatively, since the other committee is based at home, we can have diaspora. Those in America, in Europe, in Asia, we can have diaspora committee. So that we can, it is easier for us to connect ourselves. So that is another suggestion. It's like strengthening the committee, not that there is a friction or there is a kind of conflict. It's some members of the same committee, there's some working in the diaspora, those others are working at home.
Yeah, Barrister, what I like you of is you always claim what you are. You are a barrister, and what you are saying is right. See, when it comes to finance, please, I want to advise you. If you just come into without notifying the existing committee members why you are adding more, why you are doing what you want to do, it does not augur well. You know, we blacks, like broken people used to say, get as we they think. So now, if they have given their report, sequel to their report, you may say, in order to achieve so extent, it is imperative that we add some people or we enlarge the committee. But know you this, there is a difference between finance committee taking records, giving financial reports and all of them, from a committee that is to mop out money from the public or from whatever. So you have to be definitive. Then if you set any committee over in diaspora there is no question about it. It's genuine, it's straightforward. But if you set another committee here in our Nigeria, you are bringing issue together. Many of them may not understand. Now, as I am concerned, is my area. Then all these we are talking about, prepare books of original entry, prepare financial accounting, prepare this and that. What they are thinking they are people in the finance is getting money, lodging it into whatever they want to lodge for projects and all the rest of them. But people to give us accurate records and prepare the books of accounting and all the rest of them, we have not gotten. So now we should not be doing this in a hingledy-pingledy form. You are very, very straightforward human being, so you'll be going very straight. That's my advice. Thank you.
Okay. Now, there's something you said now which has helped us, that those in the diaspora, we can find a way to run, find a way to help. If we set up a committee in the diaspora, it will not conflict with those at home. That those at home, you know how to sort out yourselves. Yes. Okay, that's very good. So your observation also that we need to hear from the existing committee members at home, and then before we tell them that we need to enlarge them and strengthen them. In that case, before you join them. Okay, fine. We will work on this. The most important thing is that we have hit the nail on the head, and we know where the solution is, and we are pursuing the solution. So now it's unfortunate that the directors that went to Duno Coffee, I'm surprised that none of them is here. Is here. I'm very, very surprised. But well, let me apologize for them, all of them. It might be a very stressful journey for them. I don't know, but definitely by next Saturday when we come back, there will be a full report of everything that will be satisfactory to all of you. I believe so. So I would like to have the email addresses. Akuta, are you there? The moderator. Moderator, are you there? I don't think he's there. Okay, so I would like to have email addresses of all our participants, all the people that have been with me in this thing, so that we can move forward, especially those that are in the diaspora. We can now re-strategize and push forward. While those at home also are doing their own part, we also do our own part. I'm surprised that the moderator is not, can't hear him again, but
has he collapsed?
I'm surprised. I can't
Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Oh, are you alive?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Akuta, many things happened when you were when you fainted. I don't know what happened to you.
Look, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Akuta.
Okay. I want to chip in something here because we'll be talking about raising money. I want to maybe be sure. Is it for the media activities or for both the campaign or whatever?
Okay, so you didn't hear what we said all along. I think something must have happened. You were not there. Okay.
My network was having some problems. That's one.
Okay, that's all right. We have actually sort of finalized that area. We are not going to appoint committee or appoint people to enlarge the one at home until we hear a report from the people already functioning in that committee. But in the diaspora, we will create an organ to run. Those of us in the diaspora who will create an organ to run. Yes. So when you were not there with our donations, 3 donations, I don't know whether you were there when Okoye donated 100,000 naira. Ihoma donated $100. SAG donated 20,000 naira in Nigeria. So we were trying to call you that time. I think something happened that you were not online. So that is where we are. So the issue of finance, even though not yet finalized, at least we have got a program towards it to get it get it properly done now. So that's it.
I tell you very.
Donations now,
Hear me?
Barrister. More donations coming. So
I can't hear you well. I can hear you very well.
I can't hear us. Who is donating more?
No, everybody.
I can't hear you.
Us in the house. I'm sure people want to donate more. So can you?
Akuta, can't you hear us? Moderator.
I can't hear you people.
You can't hear us?
I think you need like two extra moderators when the talk show is on. Okay,
maybe next time we will give two people the moderation so that if one doesn't perform well or if there's technical hitches, the other one can start moderating. And if possible, I can nominate moderator. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, look at what Prophet Dell said, that it is better to always have two moderators. So if there's hitches, then the other moderator can go on. That's like what happened to you now. We were looking for you, we were calling you, and we couldn't hear you again. So in that case, another moderator can take off and continue fill that gap. So that's what he suggested, and I think it's a good suggestion.
Moderator, you let us down.
Network.
So if that is acceptable, I will nominate Prophet Dell to be the second moderator.
Okay, that's
very good.
Thank you very much, sir.
So you can transfer to Dell if you're still having the problem. You can transfer the moderatorship to Dell. So
yes.
What I would do to maybe make it go.
We're almost done for today.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. Moderator, can you round up this thing so that we know where we are now?
Actually, we spent more time than we expected to do today. We've spent nearly 2 hours, 30 minutes. It's quite long overdue. I think we should better now round up the meeting and then close the meeting so that others can be able to attend to other business of the day or the evening.
Yes, I requested for email addresses of all the participants. All their contacts. I would like to have contacts with them.
I have email lists.
Okay.
And every one of them should be receiving the email I send. I don't know what to have. They should confirm
send to me. Let me also have the record, the emails.
Okay, I can send you the email list. It's not a problem. I can forward
the
it.
List. Yeah.
Well, just one thing I wanted to say before we close. Please let us make sure that this media thing gets up and running. We've been talking about it for so long.
Okay. Let me talk about the media briefly, because I'm also into media.
Yes.
I've written about this media for quite a longer time. Anyway, I gave my ideas or suggestions for how to do, particularly the social media aspect of this issue. I can also, maybe in the next meeting, I can also maybe prepare a report I can provide to every one of us here to have a look at my proposal.
That's all right.
Particularly the social media aspect, that is the WhatsApp, Facebook, and or whatnot.
Okay.
Again, there's also another angle to that, which is maybe going to like radio houses in Nigeria or attending to TV houses in Nigeria, which again is something we need to factor in. But I can also add them in my proposal, which I will present to the House.
But next week, right?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay.
So I'll be able to like after the two things.
All right, that's good. I think we've come to the end of this program.
Yes.
Barrister Biko, before in the end, I'm sure we're in the also not here. Choro, help out with this media thing.
Okay, donations more.
More donations. Maybe
okay.
I'm sure I trust someone in the not here that they.
All right.
They have
let's give them. Let's give them the opportunity.
So Biko, let's get the media going because that's very important for proper takeoff.
Okay. When I bring my proposal by next week, I think it will be able to like involve every one of us here. It will be all encompassing by.
Are you answering? Are you answering what Ifoma said or what?
I think she suggested.
She suggested that people should make donation. Are you making your own?
Okay,
That's what she's trying to say.
okay. I didn't get her very well anyway. So.
Sorry, this media, the media house in Nigeria is going to be housed in Nigeria, right?
Yeah, we have a studio. We have a studio we are building.
And is it not going to be subject to the NCC?
Subject to what?
To the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, which means anything that they
no,
don't.
It's not that one like applying for license for the NBC. The one that one costs about 30 million or something. Oh no, that's not the one we're talking about. We have a studio where we broadcast from.
You broadcast to social media, or you broadcast on the frequency air?
No, I think what that is, they call it. It is a TV. I think it is online TV, online radio.
Okay.
It's like, but there's a studio they built for it, and with all the gadgets, I don't know much about media, but they have all the equipment surrounding it, just like a studio. From there they broadcast from there.
Okay,
sir, you know we use precedents to operate. Now you know the reason why Sahara Reporters was hosted in New York, why Radio Biafra was taken to London. It's so that Nigeria can't control or censor. So if you have a TV station, a physical location in Nigeria, and whatever you are broadcasting is maybe the central government doesn't really like it or wants to censor it, it's easy for DSS to appear at the door, and they've done it to radio stations, to even newspapers in Nigeria before. So
I agree with you. That's why we operate both from outside and inside.
Okay.
Yeah, we operate from outside and inside. So that is, I understand what you mean. But as it is, federal government doesn't really know how to catch us, because we are not antagonizing any person, we are not insulting any person, we're not abusing any person. In fact, when they see us, they really don't know how to handle us. You know, we meet them, we go to court with them, we go to the parliament, we go to the parastatals, the offices, and argue, discuss with them. They know we are Biafran activists and we are in politics and in diplomacy. They don't really know how to, because we don't insult any person. With everything we do is according to the rules. So I don't think for now, I don't think there is a problem. But like you said, definitely we have to broadcast from outside, from Europe, from Asia, from America.
Okay, Biko, I'm into media, and I have an idea of Barrister Emeka Kwuge. It's a kind of studio where blending voice and visual. Okay, so whatever had to relate out to the world, whether social media, whether they can broadcast there, record there, and give the slots to TV or radio station if they wish. So it's then like a studio where they do all the editing, where they mix pictures with voice.
Oh, it's a broadcast. I mean, it's a production studio. That's what
it's a production studio. That's what it is. It's not like a frequency distribution where you have the people all there is everywhere listening. But no, it's a place where you create all your news items before pushing it out to the world, social media. Or anywhere.
It's a production studio. That's
the director of media is not here. He would have given us more insight into those things.
No, as long as a production studio,
media,
that's fine.
Production studio. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a broadcast station. So
it's a production studio.
After I produce, then they use social media. Okay.
All right, Akuta.
So on that note, I think we better shut down the meeting now because we are long overspent our hours. So meaning.
Okay.
Akuta can because Enrique comes. This meeting now with Panika, is it going to be 1 hour, hour and a half? Can you stick here to a particular length?
Yes, I said this before. Max 2 hours.
Okay, are you giving us maximum of 2 hours?
Yes, we spent nearly 3 hours now.
Okay.
That's not good. Yeah.
But tell us that every meeting will not be more than 2 hours.
Yeah, but I keep reminding you all the time now. But you said you want to talk about finance and that.
Say tell us.
No, but you have to moderate now. You have to moderate.
Yes, I do. I keep reminding you.
Finance.
Yeah, if it's going over the time, you can shut him down. It's not your fault.
No, I can't. No, I won't do that.
It's your power. You are the moderator.
Okay. All right. So I move motion for adjournment, please, guys.
Yeah, supported.
All right.
Thank you. Because send the emails to me so we can start talking. Those of us in the diaspora, we can put our heads together and know what to do.
All right.
Okay. Send the quorum, the account number, so I can remit my pledge.